Hey y'all, J-Town here. Today I just want to make a short update video to my guide on Holder, right? Regarding his talents and a couple different choices there after the last, few months of playing with him. I appreciate all the views and likes I've gotten on that video, and if you haven't, go check it out, hit subscribe. If less than a third of you that watch that video subscribe, we'd have well over 1,000 subs on this channel, and that is the goal. I appreciate each and every one of you. Make the little number go up, hit the button, cost you nothing. All right, let's get into this. So, Holder. Everybody knows J-Town loves Holder. That's my favorite character in the game. Beyond every legendary that exists in the game, Holder is the freaking man. I don't know why. Day one the game launched and I gravitated toward the dude just instantly. So let's go look at the small tweaks that I've come up with for Holder that some of you may have seen. I've taken some time off the game, but yeah, let's just go put these down for you. All right, so in the attack tree on tier 3, obviously the top one is still the same. I've always stayed with that choice because it's better for clearing that first wave out in PvE, and then also arena because it's all one big round. You want that big first hit to just be huge. Now this one right here, right, you deal more damage in the next round for every target killed. This can be worthwhile for clearing waves of things if your whole team stays alive together. If you have evened out your team across the board, right, and Holder's not really alone on the battlefield, you're going to get pretty decent mileage out of this versus the Last Stand, which I have on my free-to-play account, where if you've elevated Holder to awakening way above the rest of the team, and he's your carry, meaning everybody else is either dead or you just didn't put him out, you want to go with this one here, right? But once you've gotten to the point where you've awakened 3 your supports and they're staying alive every round and Holder's never alone, this right here is going to do less and less for you, and eventually it's going to be worthless to you. So depending on where you're at with your account, how your Holder's built, you want to go back and forth between those two talents. Now, when I first started the game, I took this just so he would do 6% more damage regardless of the situation, right? But once your team gets up there, just like I said, with the supports that are A3 and above, they're not dying, they're staying up. You've got a shielder and a healer, so either the hits he's taking are getting absorbed by the shield, or the healer's taken to full, and definitely starting out with full HP, then this right here is going to be the way to go. Now, if he's the only one up there, if he's like your A5 and you have nobody else alive, he's probably going to be about half health. He's leeching as he goes. That's going to do absolute jack squat for you. So depending on your situation, a couple of these talents could really be a little different. Now, one of the ones that I had to do some work on, just watching how it went in the support tree, was, let's see, down here. Initially, I had when a stack of debuff is added, you increase your speed. They've done some work on what classifies as debuffs versus dots. So it actually turns out to get better results from Pennies from Heaven, because his self attack up counts as a buff and he gets the speed from that. And it's a guaranteed every so many turns you're going to see that come around. I've noticed better results there. And then more is better. Initially I was seeing, or what I thought was, some increased durations on the attribute debuff bleed, but that's actually a dot. There was a lot of translations in the first iteration of the game. So much has changed if you're new to us in the past couple of weeks. The game doesn't even look the same with dots and debuffs. So that I'm noticing less results. I've actually opted to go with Sacred Winds, especially if you have the Holder where he's by himself and he's basically just carrying your team. Everybody else is dead, or you didn't put him out, or you don't have him because you sacrificed everything like I did to build him. The chance to get a debuff off you and keep going and getting that progress is going to be worth it, right? And then the final change, this one, just depends how much crit damage you have. I've gone either way. They're both good. But what I've settled on now is that piercing right here, it can stack up to 24% total. So as he starts hitting, he starts stacking it up. You're not going to see it actively on him as a stack. It's behind the scenes. I get better results with that, ignoring the defense, which is what piercing does, than just this crit damage. Now, you may see better numbers if you're like new to the game and have not the greatest gear with a lot of crit damage on it, But if you're already at the point where you've awakened 5 holder, you should be beyond that breakpoint to where a little bit more crit damage is going to be far less than just ignoring 24% defense, right? Especially if your holder's fast. How many more times is he going to be ignoring defense, right? So those are just real small changes. Nothing huge. I mean, you're still free to do whatever you want. Play however you like it. But based on the way you use your holder, those few little things right there, just minor tweaks, right? Holder's still awesome at the end of the day, right? Holder's still my favorite, and I notice a lot of people using them, and for good reason. All right, guys, I'm J-Town. I'll see you in game.